Lovely to meet you. Thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Pleasure.
So for people who don't know anything about The Little Drummer Girl, how do you summarise what it's all about and your character's role within it?
So The Little Drummer Girl is about a young actress who, while on vacation in Greece, meets a very enigmatic man, and she gets thrown into a world of international espionage when she finds out that it was more than just a holiday romance. He turns out to be an Israeli intelligence agent, and his intentions are not just romantic. It's not just a holiday fling. He is trying to lure her in and use her as a mole, and to place her in a Palestinian cell to get to a very elusive bomb maker named Khalil that they've been chasing for many years.
And John le Carré's work has been so successfully adapted for the screen. What do you think it is about his writing that makes it so good for adaptation?
Well, it lends, especially The Little Drummer Girl, lends itself perfectly to a miniseries because it's such a rich story. It's 700 pages, and anyone who's familiar with John le Carré's writing knows how intricate it is and how layered it is, and to squeeze that into an hour and a half or 2 hours it's almost an impossible task. So to have 6 hours to spend with these characters is almost essential to me, and because you don't have to rush it, you don't have to explain everything in the first 30 pages, and you can really take your time, and I think it's perfect for a limited series.
And there's an incredible cast director, of course, as well, and you and Florence seem to have a real chemistry on set. What was your experience of working with her?
A dream. Really, she is one of my closest friends. We didn't know each other before this, but we became very, very close, and she is just the most lovely and effervescent, bubbly, fun people I know, and just such a treat to work with, and frustratingly talented. She's so good that I get annoyed because she makes it look so easy.
And what really strikes me about the series is it really seems to balance style and substance. The aesthetic, the 70s aesthetic is flawless, but there's really complex characters, a lot of meaty issues. So, I think that was important to achieve.
Absolutely, and I think that's what makes Park Chan-wook one of the greatest filmmakers out there. The fact that it is incredibly stylized and detailed, and every shot is poetic and beautiful and meticulously planned, but at no point does he lose the characters or the drama or the heart of the story or the relationships. He doesn't sacrifice anything, and to be able to combine that is quite difficult, and not a lot of filmmakers can do that.
And your character in particular, as you described, enigmatic, I suppose, but he's quite mysterious. How did you go about preparing for this role? How did you see the character?
Well, he's very enigmatic, especially in the beginning, but that's also a character he plays for Charlie, but also for the audience in a way. We didn't want to know too much about Becker. We wanted the audience to experience him the way Charlie did, which is kind of this elusive character on the island who just happens to be around, and then so it's very mysterious, and it was important to do it that way. And again, when you have 6 hours, you don't have to establish everything at the beginning. You can really take your time, and he's just there, happens to be around, and then they strike up a conversation, and then that leads to a little fling, and then she suddenly finds herself in the middle of this, the world of espionage, which makes it very exciting because, she is not a superhero. She's not a spy. She's not trained. She doesn't, know anything about this world, and has to learn as she kind of travels through Europe, and the perils are very high, and Becker can't always be by her side. So I think that's hopefully quite exciting for the audience to see how the stakes are high because she doesn't know, like she's never been in these situations before. She's not trained for this. Which is also scary for Becker because they develop a relationship, a real relationship. In the beginning, it's just like the kind of the roles they're playing, but then there is this real relationship forming, and he has to decide, like, what are his, who, is he loyal to her or the cause or his country, or would it be better to pull her out and to save her, or is the cause too important? Is he willing to sacrifice her? And that also creates a lot of friction between him and Kurtz, his boss. Like, how far are you willing to go for the cause?
And, it is an espionage thriller, but there's also a love story in there. There's also controversial conflict in the background. What do you think people are going to take away?
Well, the love story is very complex and layered because they both play many characters. And as he's coaching her, he pretends to be Michel, this young Palestinian man that she, within the fiction, is falling in love with. And in doing that, he wants her to really fall in love with this guy, because the less she has to lie, the safer she will be. So he wants these feelings to be real. And she starts to develop feelings for Michel, but also for Becker. So it gets the lines get quite blurred. Like, who is it that she is attracted to? What's the real story? And for him as well, can he maintain a professionality or in these moments when they pretend to be lovers, at a certain point, will the real feelings come through?
Okay, fantastic. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.